damaged by travelling in a plane.
Hello, my name is Joan. 1 inch. Immediately, in a much better position.
-2 to -8 for the user.
Be very still.
Consistent, stay.
The activity itself is really enjoyable. Getting out on the snow, moving along comfortably, feeling good about moving on the skis, and then just getting up into beautiful remote places where it's very peaceful and very tranquil, and meeting some great people along the way.
This week actually encompasses quite a lot of what we want to do on snow. Enable people to improve their technique with training, recreational skiing and racing.
My biggest ambition is to get good enough technically to be able to carry on skiing for another 10 or 15 years.
The skills that are important to have in your repertoire are to be able to ski reasonably efficiently and fast, descend safely without endangering yourself or other people, navigate, particularly off track, be able to cope in thick snow and get up when you fall over. Those things are actually surprisingly difficult, and survive in a cold environment.
There is one fundamental truth about all cross-country skiing, and that is you have to balance on one foot. The movement that you do is all about trying to get you gliding, and that glide is always on the one foot at a time, and then you move again and you're gliding on the other foot.
So just put your hand on your hip and taking your arm back over your head. Because if you look down, you tend to sort of go lower and lower. The bar at the front of the boots, that bar, goes in that groove there, and then you push the whole of the ball of your foot down.
The health benefits are enormous. It's not just that it's a really good all-round exercise that pushes your heart rate up and makes you fitter and stronger. It also encourages you to maintain a healthy weight, because it's a bit harder if you're overweight. It's good for the mind in the sense that you get out into lovely places where you can feel peaceful and calm. So if you're anxious or stressed about things, that can help. And it's just very good for self-confidence and building self-confidence.
I would encourage everyone to have a go at cross-country skiing, even if you intend to primarily be an alpine skier. And the simple reason is back to the central point of cross-country skiing, which is it improves your balance.
So it's much, much safer than downhill. You don't have to wear a helmet. You're on much softer snow. You're not going as fast. You're not going down the same kind of steep descents. There's usually time and space to avoid other people. You're also not likely to come back with a head injury or a broken limb.
There are two types of cross-country skiing, two main types, the classic style and the skating style. And the most important thing I would say is that they are very, very complementary.
Classic is much more like hiking on skis in that you're moving one leg in front of another and using your arms to pole as you go along. So anybody who's ever done Nordic walking will have a rough idea of how it might work.
Everything moves nicely straight backwards and forwards, and you use the grooves that are in the snow. And it's a very relaxed style when you manage to master it a little bit.
Skating on skis is much more like ice skating. So if you've ever ice skated, you'll know that you have to try and push your legs out to gain propulsion, and that I find personally much harder, but it is a completely different method of propelling yourself on skis.
Skating is faster in the equivalent conditions, particularly if you're flat and travelling long distance. The equipment is different.
It's really elegant, it looks lovely, and it's fun to do. It depends, I think, what your background is, how easy you would find it to do. Most people would start with classic and then have a go at skate once they're a bit more confident on skis.
Going uphill in skate skiing is probably the most awkward looking movement in skate skiing, and you do have to be a little bit more agile than any of the other movements, because you have to get your feet quite wide apart, and to me it always looks like a sort of frog trying to sidestep up the hill.
The club currently is trying to recruit some younger people into the club. That's the time to learn.
We're seeing generally a lot of youngsters seem to be a lot more interested in cross-country skiing. We've had some success nationally in getting people into Winter Olympics and things like that. But if you look at any of the competitions, the people that are active in cross-country skiing are magnificent sportsmen, and in Europe the crowds are enormous.
A lot of endurance sports, they're hard work but they're fun, and you get a tremendous buzz and sense of achievement for making it round a circuit or doing it well or getting up onto the top of a hill and seeing the view. But even if you've never skied, it's not too late to start, and you can still learn to do it, and you will have a lot of fun and enjoy it very much.